Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be going over how we build our weed-free garden, or grow area is what I like to call it. We also have our giveaway winner, so you're going to want to hang around for that. But before we get into today's video, if you wouldn't mind, if you're new here to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And for those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, guys. And if you wouldn't mind, please give this video a big thumbs up to show your support. All right, folks, so first and foremost, let's go over what's going on here at the farm. Then we'll get into who won the giveaway. So first, retail sales. I like to go over what we're doing here on the farm. That is the lifeblood of our farm. Sales, again, below average for what I consider an average week prior to all this stuff going on. But we're getting closer every week. We're getting a little bit better. So we're starting to see, uptick, which is good. So if you guys are interested in hemp flower and supporting our farm, all that information is down in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. I will tell you that our Biox flower is getting close to being sold out. So if you've been thinking about it or you're on the fence, now's the time. We're down to a few ounces. So you're definitely going to want to grab it now. Now, as far as everything that's been going on here at the farm, we have been so busy, guys. We've been cloning, so cloning is done. I'm not going to show you today. I just did it the other day, but I will go over it. There is a cloning video on the channel. I can leave that link in the description below if you guys are interested, or just go ahead and find it. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. We've also been building the grow area back up. We had to till it. We cultivated it, and I got kind of really nervous about our amendments, and I dumped another 40 pounds of lobster meal in there. I know I was worried about the nitrogen levels, but after tilling it up, it just didn't look right, and I felt right to put the extra 40 pounds of lobster meal from Coast of Maine in there, so I did. So we've got 80 pounds of lobster meal in there. I think those plants are going to be awesome this year. But we've also been creating a weed-free garden, and that's how we're able to keep our prices low and competitive with some of the bigger farms out there. And this is really key. If you're a vegetable gardener or if you're just an avid grower, weeds are probably the most annoying thing about gardening. And especially in those hot summer days when all you want to do is drink some lemonade, go out there and pick your fruits, go back in the house and cook them on the grill. The last thing you want to be doing is out there on your hands and knees weeding plants, and usually you give up midway through summer and it overtakes everything, and then you just kind of, oh well. Well, I did a lot of research, guys, and I can't take full credit for finding this stuff. This Dewitt weed mat. You saw it in my raised bed video. I swear by this stuff. I saw it from another channel. They're homesteaders and they use it. The Back to Eden just doesn't work for us here in Virginia. I have tried the wood chips and it just fails every time. The weeds come back. And one of the big problems with wood chips when it comes to growing hemp is it can introduce a fungus. Botrytis is notorious for coming in through wood chips because they hold so much moisture, it just rots the stem of the plant. And next thing you know, you come out and there's dead plants. So that's one reason not to do wood chips. The other reason is the wood chips are great and all, but they can introduce a whole bunch of bugs, stuff you already don't have. Now you have more headaches. This Dewitt woven weed mat is organic approved, so this doesn't leach anything into the ground, and it's reusable. We are using the same mats that we used last year. I like to call it the zebra print. And if you go back to planting day, originally we only used the black color. Well, that kind of toasted 80% of our plants, and we went to white, but we used the black between the rows, so we don't have to do any weeding, and it's great. But all the water leaches through, so we're not having puddles or anything like that. This stuff is just great. And that's what I'm going to go over with you today as we go over to the grow area. I'm going to kind of walk you through how we built it. We're currently installing the irrigation. I just haven't gotten to finish it yet. We've run into a couple bumps. Looks like we're going to have to patch up some of the irrigation, but we should be able to reuse 95% of what we had last year. We're also putting up the new fence. That is a yearly purchase, unfortunately. but it's necessary just because it's mostly for keeping out people and my dogs. But honestly, like it. It's a great thing to have. The fence is nice. It's just one of those things that I hate to do, but it's kind of a necessity. I like having the fence there. So it's just, that's the only piece of plastic that we buy on a yearly basis, because the sun does deteriorate the plastic. But you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do a permanent fence because it's a pain in the butt when tilling and cultivating for such a small area. So that's kind of what we've been up to here on the farm. We even have a few test plants out there right now. I don't know if I'll be able to show them to you today or not. But I will show you how we've set up all the weed mat, how we have a weed-free garden, how you can do a weed-free garden, even if you're just growing vegetables, because this year we're going to be doing vegetables with our hemp. This whole thing is going to carry a lot of our plants here on the farm. It's not going to be this is hemp and this is vegetables. They're all going to be down here together. That's part of this year's experiment, to see if we can make hemp just another garden variety plant. So let's jump down here. I'll show you the grow area and where we're at in the process of building our weed-free garden. Okay, so we are down in the grow area, and as you can see, it's under construction still. We've got the fence about halfway done right now. We ran out of T-posts. We have some of the older, smaller T-posts, but I'm redoing it as a 4-foot fence to give it a little bit more height. So we're almost finished with that, but we've got to get some more T-posts. Not a big deal. And then right now we're in the process of running irrigation. This year we are going to run it on top of the weed cover, and I'll get into that in another video, but ultimately that's a big change from last year. And I'll go over that later on in a different video. But right now, that's what we're up to. So let's talk about the Dewitt weed cover, which is why we're down here. And as you can see the rows, we have 4 rows this year. Approximately 52 plants will be planted. And over here we have our area for vegetables. This will be mostly vine squash. And when it comes to laying this stuff down, there's 2 separate ways to do it. First way, as you can see right here with this white cover, is just flat. Now this is great for certain vegetables, peppers and tomatoes that don't need to be hilled. But you know, I like to hill a lot of things because it gives the plant a lot of room for their roots when they first get transplanted. And I find that my transplant shock is dramatically decreased when I have mounds versus just putting something in the ground. And so when you run them flat and then you mound and then you run flat again, these flat black in between is to keep the weeds down so you can walk between the rows of the hemp. And the way I do it is I overlap them. So you can see that the white is on top of the black here, and then the black is on top of the white here. And I went down and I overlapped them. So there won't be any weeds coming up between these mats. It'll be all cleared out all year long like it was last year, although I missed a few spots on the very end last year because we were rushing to get plants in even late summer or midsummer. I think we planted our last plant was like 4th of July, so we were constantly behind last year. But this year I don't anticipate anything. Now, if you're asking why there's holes in the middle of the black tarp, it's because last year we thought we would only need the black tarp, but unfortunately that killed a lot of the plants, and you know, we found that we had to switch to white, and that was also a mid-season thing that we did. But this year we're so much better off, and we can anticipate having a weed-free garden. And I can leave this stuff in the description below with a link. It's relatively inexpensive for something that can be reusable. I believe the lifespan on these mats that you see here is somewhere between 3 to 5 years. So we're not even close to being done with these things, and they really don't show any wear and tear. Only one of the mats has a little rip in it on the other end, but that's it. This stuff is great. Now, when you do plant with this, you are going to need a torch or a what they call a weed burner. It's like a giant nozzle that hooks up to a propane tank, and that's how we have these circles in it. Because you can't cut it with like a carpenter's knife, because what you'll do is you'll unravel the woven mat itself. So you want to get a burner to be able to cut these circles into it, because you really want to get the most out of it. You don't want it unraveling on you in the middle of summer. So that is one big tip when using this stuff. This is not like that weed cover stuff you buy at Home Depot. This stuff is like commercial grade. Nothing's getting through it. It's just great stuff. Can't speak enough about it. And we have no affiliation with Dewitt ground cover at all, but this stuff just makes our life so easy here on the farm. Okay folks, so before we get into the giveaway winner, I want to mention something I forgot to mention down in the grow area, and that is all that ground cover is put down with landscape staples. They're about 6 inches long. They're made out of galvanized steel. They're relatively inexpensive. They're absolutely reusable, and they're relatively easy to find. You can get them on Amazon, Home Depot, anywhere. But you don't want to use rocks or bricks or anything like that on the corners. It's not going to work out very well. Make sure you get that landscape staples about every 4 to 5 feet, and you'll have no problems whatsoever. But I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that before we close out the video. So let's announce our giveaway winner. First, I want to thank everybody who participated in our Coast of Maine lobster compost giveaway. I appreciate everybody commenting on the video. I loved hearing your stories, and we need to get more comments on all of our videos, not just giveaway ones. But today we are going to announce the winner, and that is Jason. So thank you, Jason, for participating, and congratulations on your lobster compost. I have reached out to you, Jason, so if you see this video and you haven't seen my email, if it went to spam or whatever, go ahead and email me back so we can get you your lobster compost. But folks, that is all I have for today. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, go ahead and leave a comment below. Y'all can reach me on Instagram and Facebook and email. All that information is in the description below. If you guys are interested in any flower or supporting our farm, all that information is in the description below also. But that's all I have for you today, folks. I hope you stay happy, stay healthy, stay active, and I will see you in another video.